Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Z pulled in. It's summertime. It's finally getting nice. We have little corgi dogs running around. So you know what that means. It means it's time to start working on the Z again. And we are officially going to kick off version 2.0, I think, of it this year. Turn that down just a little bit. Yeah, so we're gonna officially kick off version 2.0 this year. I have a bunch of stuff on order coming in. Matter of fact, the first little part of it has just trickled in this morning. And we are gonna be dialing in some fitment, hopefully getting some ride height right, fixing some body panels, or maybe going slightly wide. I haven't decided yet. Redoing the whole front, finishing the inside. Now, without too much more delay, we got our first package in from Enjuku. One of two, I believe. Ooh, without denting the car. So we have here some ISR Performance upper control arms for the Z. And we're gonna try to add some more camber to this. My goal, stupid one at that, my goal is trying to get some pretty decent lip to fender static. Now I know we might have to switch some coils up down the road, but we're gonna start working on it little piece by piece, just trying to get it dialed in. So let's go ahead and unbox these and get them on the car. Now, I've been super excited for these to come in. I did a fair amount of research looking at different upper control arms. Anything just from like basic Z1 arms to all the way to YSFAB, which is way beyond what I would ever need at this point for this car anyways. But what I did find out was ISR, at least from my research, had the most play when it came to camber. I think Z1s only went to like 2 degrees of negative camber, plus and minus. The ISR went all the way to negative 5.5. All right, so right off the bat, doesn't look too terrible. Powder coat looks pretty decent. The welds look okay. I mean, for the price point where we're at, I think it's a fairly good deal. You will have to reuse the factory cup that comes in the Z to reuse with this. But other than that, it looks pretty beefy. So I just gotta figure out what side's right and left. So yeah, well, I guess this is where all of your adjustment is. You know, back it all the way out. That would in turn push in positive camber. But we're gonna run this all the way negative and see where that lands us to start with. Alright, well, let's get the front of this car jacked up. Let's bust the wheels off it and get rid of the junk stock arms. Okay, so I went ahead and just did the driver's side. I wanted to get a feel of how things were going to work and what I needed to do. So now we can do the passenger side. But I'll show you the before and after right now. Between the two, it's not as much as I wanted. I don't know if I overthought it in my head, that it was going to give me more camber than I was thinking. I think we ended up with like an extra 2 degrees of negative camber from what we are. I did one of those cheesy little wheel gauges, which I'll show you. But, so yeah, so we can see, here's what we were starting with. And surprisingly, like this never rubbed. And it looked fairly good, but it was almost too much poke for what I wanted. So we're going right about where this line is for the tread line. Now let's go to the driver's side. Oh yeah, that sucked it in quite a bit. Now we have more room. Surprisingly, it never really rubbed up front unless like a big bump compressed the wheel, and I might just need to mess with my spring loads a little bit. But yeah, so it wasn't as close to lip defender as I was wanting. That could have been just a miscalculation on my end or just being overzealous. But what this has got me thinking is now we should try to run a 19. I think a 19 will solve a lot of our problems and make it look a little bit better. From the rear though, looks great. Like, there's some poke in the rear, but we'll change that hopefully soon compared to what we haven't done. You know, it looks a little cleaner. It looks less poke, looks like it's more fitted, and it's a cleaner look from the back. So what we'll do is we'll go do the other side, show you the couple things you need to do, and then hopefully in the next couple days we can work on the back, and then we can start looking at some new wheels, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take out the other side. What we're gonna do is pop this Carter pin out, take the nut off the upper spindle, and then you have two 14s on either side, so we'll loosen those up. And then I don't know for people on different setups, but for me, I'll have to pop the 3 bolts out for the coilover, so we can drop the coilover down so I can pull these bolts out, and then we'll do a little comparison. Alright, and just like that, our stock camber arm is out. Now we do need to save this little cup right here, so I'll show you how to do that, but first let's compare the two. Alright, so here's the two side by side. We have our stock arm right here. As you can tell, a little bit longer and a lot thinner. And then here's our new ISR arm. It's just really beefy, and you can just feel the weight difference in it. Here's where you're gonna make your adjustments. So like I said, I'm gonna run these as tight in as we can get to get the most camber. But first, we have to pull this little boot off here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so like I said, in their instructions, we need to keep our stock cup. It's what the Z's come with. ISR doesn't send a new one. They suggest you use the stock one. If you guys lose these, they're a real pain in the ass to find. But this is what I found is the easiest way to get it. Just a ball joint separator, and this is probably the greatest one I've ever found. I'm just gonna slide that in there. There we are. Like I said, those things are stuck in there with a lot of pressure. That's about the only way I can ever get them out. Alright, something else that I learned in just one little piece I think is right. The longer arm, so like that side, this side over here, the side that's longer, I do believe goes towards the front of the vehicle. That's how my old arms came out, so I'm assuming that's seemed to be fine on the other side, but if I'm wrong, let me know. Drop it down in the comments below so I can correct that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. And then the other cool thing that I realized, I was having problems putting them in because these were just too wide, but I realized they have a little play in them so you can squish them. So that was cool. Once I figured that out, they went right in. So let's go ahead and slap these back in and get the wheels back on it. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and end it here. My camera's about to die, that's why, but got it all finished. Got the other side done as well. And not too bad, all in all about an hour or so to do it. It looks a lot better. It's kind of growing on me. It looks more like it was thought out now, instead of just I got the wrong size wheels and everything's sticking out way too much. So we're going to tackle the rear hopefully by the end of this week. Like I said, we got a bunch of stuff coming in. Hopefully by the end of this week it'll show up. But yeah, so this is what we're working with. I think it looks real good. I think if we get the backs knocked in just a little bit. So yeah, so like I said earlier, I think the goal here is going to be to work towards 3-piece 19-inch wheels. That way we can just really dial in that fitment. But yeah, stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, if any of you guys know of a good camber gauge, even if I can order it off of eBay or whatever, drop it down in the comments below, because I'd like to be able to see what truly we're running at. So yeah, so drop that down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.